Yeah, they've been pretty dominant. Well, first off, they have really good players. So across the board, and there's no weak links. They're all very, very good players, very talented, big, strong, physical, very well coached, just very sound in everything that they do. So, I mean, the statistics reflect it. You know, the numbers reflect it. The wins reflect it. They're a stout group.
Does it start with their front 4 or 5, their defensive line?
Yeah, it absolutely does. They've been able to get a ton of pressure just with their front four, and that's such an asset. You know, it allows them to have more people in coverage, more eyes on the ball. You know, they've been able to generate a lot of negative plays that way. They've been able to generate a lot of turnovers that way. So, yeah, that's the number one recipe for a good defense is when you can get after people with the front four.
How impressed were you by the fact that they held Baltimore? I know it was raining, but they held Baltimore down to a
Yeah.
total they're usually not used to.
Yeah, that was a hard-fought game. You know, I mean, two physical teams, two similar style teams, right? You know, pound the ball, running it, play great defense, and obviously the conditions, you know, probably affected the passing game to a certain degree, but still those guys both threw it pretty well, all things considered. So, yeah, that was just a hard-fought game all the way around.
The fact that you guys have injuries in the offensive line, you know, you have good guys, but you don't have your guys who are usually there. How problematic do you think that is against this front four, Drew?
Well, you have to have, because you got to have a plan, you know. You can't let those guys ruin the game for you, you know. So that's our execution. That's our awareness, you know. Can't just drop back and hold the ball forever, right? And let them come get you. You got to be able to do enough things where you control the tempo, you dictate how the game's being played. You know, you try to fend those guys off the best that you can, you know, with the things that you're doing. And listen, are they going to make some plays? Yeah, they're going to make some plays. They're a very good defense. But we just got to, as many positive plays as we can, as many good outcomes as we can, so that we can sustain the ball, you know, possess it, and score points.
I know you're in this stretch of these last 4 games, and I know you guys are still striving for that perfect game, especially on offense. Is this where you've got to turn it on here? I mean, these are the last 4 games. Starts with San Francisco, and does it get to a point where it's like, all right, eventually we've got to clean up, you know, some of the issues that we're having?
This is what I see. I see us as an ascending team, right? So we just want to continue to get better and better each week, right? Certainly don't want to take a step back. There's still a lot more to be desired. There's still a lot that we can improve upon. So if we can just continue to take small steps each week, we're going to be okay.
You think since the Atlanta game you guys have played a lot better? You know, why do you say ascending? I mean, why do you feel that way?
Well, because we know what's in front of us. We know what we need to do. And I've seen us make improvements in certain areas when we focus on those areas. So we continue to have that same focus, process, preparation. That equals good results. That equals wins.
Drew, after all these years, all these games, do you still get psyched playing a game with stakes like this?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, every game from here on out is big, right? You know, you get to this time of year and you get to the position that we're in. Every game's big. Every game is meaningful. You know, listen, we understand the playoff implications as a result of this game, you know. But if you go in with that mindset every week, if you play with that same mindset, it's like you're getting ready for the Super Bowl every week. You know, it's like you're getting ready for that big game, that meaningful game each week. So if you prepare that way, if you believe that in your heart, then when you step out there on Sunday, you know that you've done everything you can to put yourself in the best position to win. That's all you can do.
Head-to-head last year, you and the Rams was a deciding thing when it came to who played where. Do you see that as maybe a possibility with this one?
Did you hear what I just said about playoff implications? I think we all know what this game means.
What do you think the Dome will be like Sunday?
I think the Dome will be rocking. We need the fans in full force, right? Listen, we got the greatest fans in the NFL, and they know how to create that home field advantage. You know, that Dome atmosphere that's just electric. It gets us hyped up, makes it really hard for opposing teams, and just lets them know it's going to be a long day, man. We need the Who Dat Nation out in full force.
Speaking of just ascending, have you seen that from Jimmy Garoppolo's one quarterback to another?
Yeah.
These last
Listen,
few
he's
years?
played very well. You know, since he got there 2 years ago as the starter there towards the last half of that season, and I know he got injured early last year, but man, he's played very well, and that whole team. I mean, you know, in all phases, right? Great quarterback play, great running game, great defense, good special teams, and so hence why they were 10-2.
When you say he's played well, and I know you don't have to study him because you're not playing against him. So
Yeah.
do you have any idea? Like, do you have any thoughts on what exactly he's done that impresses you as a quarterback?
Yeah. I think he's got good poise and composure. I think he throws the ball very well. He's a very good passer. I think he anticipates well. You know, I think he processes it well, just from what I see.
Do you feel like you're all close on some of these big explosive? When you watch the film again, it seems like you all are right there. You just haven't quite connected on the field.
We're close. We're close.
Is there one thing in particular, or is it just a different thing each time?
Just a few inches here and there.
Are you a little surprised that this late in the season you guys haven't won one of those like stupid, silly, good offensive games where you just went crazy?
Well, I'd say it's encouraging that we're 10-2 and we haven't had one of those games. You know, I'd like to have some of those games. So hopefully they're in the future.
What's the loudest game in the dome you've ever played for yourself?
It's hard to say. I mean, there's been a number of them. You know, we've had a ton of big games in the dome. I mean, the single biggest moment was probably when Gleason blocked the punt.
Was that the loudest though?
Yeah, I mean, just as far as just the explosion, right? But man, we've had a lot of those moments, and they're great moments. We want more of those. I guess.
Watched like NFL films, highlights of
Oh shoot, a lot of guys. I mean, I got an appreciation going all the way back to guys like, you know, Otto Graham and Norm Van Brocklin and Fran Tarkenton and Roger Staubach and, you know, Doug Flutie. And then I had a chance to play with Doug Flutie. That was kind of crazy. But, of course, Montana, and then growing up in Texas, it was Aikman and the boys, right? So, I mean, so many guys that you grew up watching highlight videos or, you know, watching them play, I guess, live on TV. And just now that I'm playing the game, I've had a chance to play the game for a long time, you just have even more of an appreciation for all those guys. Pretty incredible when you think about the 100th anniversary of NFL football, you know, and this being the year and being a part of that, pretty special.
Thanks, guys.
Autograph.
They're bringing